Hey y'all, welcome to tonight's What's for Dinner. I'm doing voiceovers because my house was very noisy on this particular day. So I'm not used to doing voiceovers, so let's see how I do. We are making cheesy stuffed meatloaf bites. So I have 2 pounds of hamburger meat and I am putting in a cup of breadcrumbs. I ran out of plain breadcrumbs, so I'm mixing in some seasoned or no Italian style breadcrumbs. I'm doubling this recipe. Everything that I tell you right now is going to be double what the original recipe said. And so now I forget what I'm doing next. Okay, now I'm going to add in some onion. It called for one large diced onion. I did not want to do 2 onions, so I just did 1 onion. And then we're going to add in, let's see, what are we going to add in next? I can't remember. Oh, I think we're about to add in the milk, y'all. So, I think, right? Okay. We are going to add in, how much milk did it call for? Okay, it called for 1/4 of a cup, which I'm going to put a half in. Okay, now I'm going to add in 2 eggs. And since our eggs come fresh out here from our chickens, I always break them in a separate bowl just in case, one tries to start forming a chick. I don't really want that kind of egg and mixed in with my food. So anyways, yeah, I get plenty of eggs from my chickens. I have, like I said, lost count of how many chickens I have, but I have plenty of eggs every day from them. Now I'm going to add in some garlic cloves. I always say that like a half a teaspoon is equal to 1 garlic clove. So I'm putting in 2. I'm also adding in some black pepper. I put a teaspoon of that, 2 teaspoons of salt, and what's next? Let's see. Okay, y'all, next I'm adding in some Worcestershire sauce. I'm adding in 2 teaspoons of that. And then you're going to want to get your hands in there. I always say use the tools that God gave you. Put your hands in there and start mixing this up. There's no way you can do it with a spoon. I mean, I guess maybe you could, but it would take a lot of work. And this way you can make sure everything is incorporated. I try to dig down in there, pull everything to the top, and just mix. Just mix very well. Okay, y'all, now I have some non-stick parchment paper, okay? Not wax paper. I learned last time what I did wrong, and I should have known when I made the sausage balls last week. Why did I use wax paper? Don't ask me. So use parchment paper. I'm just using a baking sheet, and now I'm going to take out, and we're going to start making little meatballs. And we're going to put cheese into the center of them. We're going to roll them up, add some cheese, kind of flatten them out, add some cheese, and then roll them into little balls. I'm not real good at explaining how big they should be, but you can kind of watch and see how I'm doing it. I'm not perfect as it, but as I went along, I got a little bit better. Okay, y'all, I got the little meatloaf balls made. Now I'm going to make the sauce. Okay, now I'm going to make the sauce, and since I'm doubling everything, I'm doing a whole cup of ketchup. It was only supposed to be half a cup, but since I did double the meat and everything, I'm going to do double the sauce. So we need 2 cups, or not, sorry, 1 cup of ketchup, and then 2 tablespoons of mustard. So this is a 2 tablespoon measuring thing, so I got it all in there. Mix that up real good. Okay, and this is a little different. I usually put, when I make something like this, I always put the glaze, or whatever you call this stuff, on the sauce on last, but it said to put it on first, so hopefully it doesn't like burn. Part of me is thinking about putting it on and then maybe halfway through putting it on again. Let's just see how much it takes and how much is left over and stuff. Adrian came in here and he thought I was making meatloaf balls that I usually make. He was a little sad that I wasn't, but I said, let's try something new. So I'll have to make that maybe next week for him, and I'll record it. I know I've recorded it before, but I've had several people say that they didn't care if it was recipes that I've done before. They still wouldn't mind seeing them, I guess, whatever I cook. So I'm going to try to do better at making more videos for what's for dinners, because I don't know, it was kind of fun last week getting to edit one and getting to upload it and read all your comments and just be back into doing something. It gives me a creative outlet, and the family likes it because I cook more. Especially when I know I'm gonna make a video. I need to make something besides Hamburger Helper or Fix Quick stuff, so they're probably excited that I'm trying recipes and stuff. Not that I haven't been, but at least they know that every week I'll be trying a few new things maybe. So since I have some left over, I'll probably stop it or take it out and put some more on as I see some spots on the side, sorry. When you turn and look a different way, you can see the spots that I missed. But yeah, since I still have quite a bit, I'm going to do that. So it says to cook these at 375 for 25 to 30 minutes. So I'm going to put them in for 30 minutes, and about halfway through, I'll take them out and I'll put some more sauce on top. So set my timer. Hey y'all, we're also going to be making some jalapeno poppers. I have never made these before, but I found a recipe. My niece has been asking me to make these, and so I'm going to attempt to make them. May not go with what we're making tonight, but oh well. So we have 8 ounces of cream cheese that I have let soften to room temperature. So we're going to go ahead and open that up and put it in our bowl. Okay, so got that. We also want to add in 1 clove of garlic, minced. So I have my garlic here, and for a clove, I'm just going to use about 1/2 teaspoon. That's about the size of a clove. And then we're going to add in 1/4 teaspoon of pepper and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. So pepper, and here's salt. We also want to add in 3 tablespoons of green onion chopped. I'm just guessing if that's 3 tablespoons. Looks good to me. Along with a cup of shredded mild cheddar cheese right here. Now we're going to mix all of this together. And the recipe called for 12 jalapeno peppers. I have 10, so we're just going to use what we got. And I've already cut them all in half, and I've took out the seeds and stuff. Just mix this real good. Oh, I forgot. And also, it's supposed to be 6 ounces of cooked bacon. I'm just using these real bacon bits. I'm cheating. We're just going to put the whole package in. Oops, that may have been too much. It said 6 ounces. That's 2.5, so it'll work. I'm going to go ahead and start laying these out. Okay, I'm back to voiceovers because it was getting a little bit loud in the house. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm spooning the mixture into the jalapeno peppers. Just be careful not to like overfill them. So I was just putting it in and trying to like smooth it out on top and just filling all of those peppers up with the mixture. Okay, now we're going to get ready and put these in the oven. I have the oven set at 400 degrees, and we're going to bake these for about 18 to 20 minutes or until they're golden in color and all done. Okay, y'all, we got the jalapeno poppers done. We got the little meatloaf, cheese-filled meatloaf balls done, and then I made instant mashed potatoes. Okay, Peyton, how do you like today's meal?
So happy you finally made them because I love the jalapeno things. And the other things are good too.
Oh, that's a surprise because normally they don't like my meatloaf balls. And she's happy about the jalapeno pepper popper things. Okay, honey, what did you think? Thumbs up. I cooked these just a little bit too long, so they're a little dry, but they're not bad. And Adrian's outside, so he hasn't came in, and Courtney's not here yet, so I don't have their reactions. Hey y'all, I thought I would share just a very, very quick go-to meal. Probably everybody knows how to make spaghetti, but I figured why not just share it. So I have a pound of hamburger meat. I always season my hamburger meat up with garlic powder, onion powder, salt and pepper, but I'm also using some oregano. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna brown up this meat, and then I'm also gonna get a pot of water started so it can come to a boil. Once the water is boiling, I always add in my salt, and then I'm going to add in a package of just regular spaghetti noodles. I always break mine in half, and I let them cook probably about 10 to 11 minutes. Once the meat is done, I get all of the grease out of it. A lot of times I'll use the paper towel method. If you haven't seen that, you just kind of dip a paper towel in there and it'll help soak the grease up. And then I go ahead and add in my favorite spaghetti sauce, which is the Prego Traditional. And I just stir that in real good, and I just let that warm up while the spaghetti noodles are cooking. So easy to put together, y'all. Hey, and we just served this alongside of fixings for a salad. I'm not going to do reactions, but let me tell you, it's good, good. Hey y'all, I'm getting started a little earlier today. We're gonna do a crock pot cowboy chili recipe. I have 2 pounds of ground beef that we're going to brown. I'm gonna go ahead and season it up with some garlic powder, onion powder, salt and pepper. Okay, we're gonna get this browned and I'll be back. Okay y'all, I've got my ground beef all done, so I'm just gonna get the grease out of it and we're gonna take it over and put it in the crock pot. Okay y'all, the recipe called for a 28-ounce can of crushed tomatoes, and I don't have crushed tomatoes, but I had a 28-ounce can of whole tomatoes. So I am going to take these out and cut some of these up. And I have a bowl over here so I can put them in it after I'm finished. So, but yeah, so I'm just going to kind of roughly cut these. Okay y'all, now that I have the tomatoes all crushed, I have them in this bowl. I'm going to go ahead and just add those in. And I'm going to go ahead and just add in the juice that was with them. Hopefully that's not too much. Guess we will see. Next thing that it called for was a large red bell pepper and a medium onion. I did not have a red bell pepper. I had half of a green bell pepper that I went ahead and cut up, and then I did a medium onion, so hopefully that'll still be good. Sometimes you just have to use what you have on hand, because I wasn't going to make a special trip to town, because we have to drive about 20 minutes to town, or go to the Dollar General, but they don't sell vegetables like this. They would sell maybe the can of tomatoes, but not bell peppers. So, got that. Got a tablespoon of minced garlic. Next, we need 2 teaspoons of salt. 1, 2, and then 2 teaspoons of pepper. 1, 2. Okay, next we need 2 cups of beef broth. So I'm going to measure that out. I got 1 cup coming. It also called for a 14.5-ounce can of stewed tomatoes. I did not have stewed, so we're going to use 14.5-ounce can of fire roasted diced tomatoes, because that's just what I had and I think it'll be good. So I'm going to put that in there. And then it called for 2 cans of drained kidney beans. Once again, y'all, I don't have kidney beans, so I'm using pinto beans. I'm going to go over here and drain these, and I'll be right back. Okay, here's our 2 cans of, I drained them as good as I could. Just left them in the can and kind of drained them, so might be a little bit, it'll be all right. that. Okay, and then we're gonna add in, it calls for 1/4 cup of chili powder. Seems like a lot, but I'm gonna trust this process and hopefully it's not too much. So we have 1/4 cup here of chili powder. It's gonna be chillian, y'all. Okay, there's that. A 1/2 teaspoon of cayenne pepper. It says it's optional, but I am gonna use it. So 1/2 teaspoon cayenne. And then we need a tablespoon of cumin. So let's get a tablespoon of cumin. I'm about to get some more. I'm almost out. Okay. And I'm going to stir all this up together really good. Okay. And we're going to go ahead and cook this, cover it up and cook it. You can cook it on low for 6 to 8 hours or high for 3 to 4. Since I'm just now starting this, well, actually, I'm going to put it on high for now because it says 3 to 4 hours on high. But I'll be leaving here around 3 and to go pick up the kids from school. And I don't want to wait 6 to 8 hours. So yeah, I'm just going to do mine on high. But you can do it on low if you want, 4, 6, 8. High 3 to 4, low 6 to 8. I know I'm repeating myself. Sorry, y'all. So I will come back later and show y'all the finished product. Okay, y'all. It is ready. I ended up cooking mine on low, and it's been about 7 hours. So we're about to dig in, and we will let you know what we think. Hey y'all, I'm gonna make some cornbread to go along with that chili that I'm making. And so I've got a pan here. I don't know, I think this is about an 8 or a 9 inch like cake pan. I have blah, 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 if I can speak. I have a 1/2 stick of butter I'm putting in here. I'm gonna stick it in the oven. I have my oven preheating to 425. So while I'm mixing all this up, this butter's gonna be melting in here, okay? So we're gonna start out with our dry ingredients, and we need a cup of flour, and I have a 1/2 cup measuring cup already in my flour, so we'll do 2 of these. There's 1/2. There's the other 1/2, so got 1 cup. Then we're going to use a cup of cornmeal. And so it's easier for me to use a 1/2 cup to get into the container that I have my cornmeal in. It's just yellow cornmeal. So there's the first 1/2. There's the second 1/2, so there's a cup there. We also want a teaspoon of salt. 1/4 cup of, where did I put my quarter at? I thought I got a 1/4 cup out. Oh yeah, I did. 1/4 cup of sugar, and then we need 4 teaspoons of baking powder. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and kind of mix up my dry ingredients before I add in my wet. Do I hear my dryer going off? I'm doing laundry. Now our wet ingredients are 2 eggs and a cup of milk. My eggs are not, these are from my chickens, they're not real big. I would say they're in between a small to a medium size. So I'm gonna use 3. And since I get my eggs fresh from the chickens, I always crack mine, which you should do this anyways, but I always crack it in here just in case one, I mean I usually gather every day, but just in case, you know, don't want to get one and find a chick growing in there or something. So there's that one. And these are from my Easter eggers that I got back in the spring, and now they're laying these pretty, look at that pretty green colored eggs. So there we go. Got those in there. And then we're going to add our milk. Need a cup, but all I have out here is 1/2 cup, so we're going to do 2 of these. Oops, I hit my sugar container. Okay. We're gonna mix this up. And this cornbread is so good. I don't remember where I got the recipe from. I just know my husband does not like cornbread. He grew up, they did not eat cornbread. Like his mom made homemade bread and stuff like that. They never made cornbread. So me, on the other hand, I grew up eating beans and cornbread, and my mama usually just made the kind from a package. And she loved that Mexican cornbread that comes in a package. She'd make that a lot too. But I found this recipe, and I was trying it out, and he actually liked it because he says cornbread is too gritty for him. And this one is not too gritty, so he will eat this cornbread. So I thought cornbread would go good with chili. We're still not getting our fall weather, but we're only in the 80s today, which for us in Texas is amazing because it's been so hot. So now the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get that pan that I have in the oven with that butter. I'm gonna get it and show you what we're gonna do. Now you can see my butter is starting to melt, okay? I'm gonna try to get this to melt down all the way, and we're gonna kind of coat the sides, and then the rest of the butter I'm gonna pour in to my cornbread mix. So, oops, just kind of getting that last little piece to melt. And this would probably be really good in a cast iron pan or whatever, but I didn't pull that out. I just using this one. Almost there. Okay, so now I'm gonna try to see, I'm trying to coat all the way around if I can. Just, sorry, y'all see the back of it. Now the rest we're gonna pour in there. Mix this up real good. And see, look how easy it is to make your own homemade cornbread. And most of these ingredients you have in your house, I mean, unless you just don't use cornmeal, but I mean, everybody usually has flour and sugar and butter and stuff like that. So now I'm gonna move y'all over here and we're gonna pour this into the pan. Okay, now I'm gonna pour all this into our pan. Okay, now we're gonna put this in the oven and we're gonna bake it for about 20 minutes. We'll check it in 20 minutes. So there we go. Okay, y'all, I cooked it for 20 minutes. Done. Can't wait to eat some of that later. Hey, Adrian. So how is the chili?
It's pretty good.
How about the cornbread?
It's better.
The cornbread's better?
Yeah.
Chili's good?
Sponsored by Prime. Yeah.
I would say it's good. Thumbs up. I like it. My husband isn't home yet, and the girls are still in town, so it's just us. But we like it, and it was easy, and yeah. Hey y'all, I'm gonna throw in something different today. I'm gonna do an easy dessert. I've never made this before, but I saw it on Facebook and I thought it sounded really good, and my husband loves lemon stuff, which I love lemon too. So this is a 2-ingredient lemon bars. You need just an Angel Food cake mix, which I have the Betty Crocker, and then you need a can of lemon pie filling, which I have here. So what we're going to do is we're going to combine the 2 ingredients. So got the whole cake mix, the Angel Food cake mix in here. And then we're going to get the lemon pie filling. Look at that, it broke when I was trying to open it. Okay, y'all, I got a butter knife and I used it to help get it out. So I'm going to go ahead and put this all in there. And I have my oven preheated to 350. I'm gonna get all of that good stuff out of here. So, okay, now we're going to gently just fold the ingredients until well combined. And it says, be careful not to overmix. A few lumps are okay. So, we're gonna see how this turns out. I'm not the best at folding, but I'm gonna see. Oh, yeah, see, there's a bunch that didn't get mixed. That's what I was worried about. Yeah, see, there's some that didn't get folded in. Oh my gosh, this smells so good. I just don't want to overmix it. I'm just trying to make sure I have most of the cake mix mixed in there. Okay. Now, it says you can either grease a 9x13" cake pan, or you can use parchment paper. I think I'm just gonna grease it. I don't know. Yeah, that way I don't have to deal with trying to put the parchment paper in. So I'm just gonna grease this really good. Okay. Now we're gonna go ahead and spread this evenly. Just try to make sure it's all the way to the edges, and hopefully that's smooth. But anyways, so we're gonna put this in the oven and we're gonna let it bake for 30 minutes. Okay, I cheated and I licked the spoon. Tastes really good. So okay, we're gonna bake it for 30 minutes or until the top is golden brown and a toothpick inserted in the center comes out clean. So we'll come back after 30 minutes. Okay, y'all, I just took it out, and when I insert a toothpick here in the center, it's coming out clean. It says for the cooling process, it says it will rise significantly, which it has, and then it's going to sink as it cools, creating a bar-like consistency. Allow the bars to cool in the pan for at least 15 to 20 minutes before slicing. And then optional, you can dust it with a little bit of powdered sugar. So I will come back at the end, and it says slice and serve. Cut the bars into squares or rectangles, blah, blah, blah. So, yep, I will come back later once I cut it.